Hi everyone, welcome to episode 2 of the Balanced Living series, and today I wanted to explore meditation. So if you're visiting this channel, I'm sure you've probably heard that meditation has many scientifically and clinically proven benefits like reducing anxiety, better sleep, better health, and the list goes on. Overall, we know it's supposed to be good for us, and just about every spiritual discipline practices it in one way or another. But what type of meditation should we be doing is really what I wanted to explore today. So let's go ahead and dive into this fascinating exercise and what it can do for us. So our own experience with meditation is going to differ between persons. It's rarely relative. But one thing we can agree on and we can use to see the benefits is science. And scientifically, we know that different meditations will produce different effects on the brain. And so when I pondered over the different kind of meditations out there, and there are hundreds, I found that it was easier to simply place them into 4 categories. And after narrowing it down, I found that just about every meditation that I can think of can fall into one of these categories, or at least have enough similarity to be in these categories. And so these categories are mindful meditation, loving kindness meditation, reflective meditation or reflection meditation, and transcendental meditation. And so I practice these 4 categories every week, and I find that they all have very different benefits, and practicing them is like having a rich diet of food for the soul. So it's like having a variety in your diet of very healthy food, and all of it doing very different things, different vitamins doing different things. And I feel that each meditation deserves its own explanation. So today I wanted to focus on the ever popular mindful meditation. Mindful meditation is the act of allowing ourselves to be aware of something in a non-judgmental way. We might sit, stand, walk, lie down, but basically we're placing our awareness on our breath and how our bodies are feeling and on our surroundings. And the purpose of a mindful meditation is mostly to place our analyzing or judging thoughts in the background instead of in the forefront of our minds. And so when I say judgmental thoughts, I do not mean our negative judgments. I am simply saying that we are deciding what is good or bad. So a judgment is merely deciding what is good or bad. And the moment we decide what is good or bad, we're making a preference. We can't say something is good without insinuating that there is also something not good out there. And we tend to move towards things that we deem good, and we try to avoid things that we deem bad. But mindful meditation is this practice of taking a break from all of that and of being aware of something to just see it without throwing our perception into it. So we can experience without defining. We can experience without saying something is good or something is bad. We can simply experience and simply be. It's simply about being. So naturally, our minds like to think about being somewhere else. It likes to think about where it was and how it's failed and what we wish we could have, where we wish we could be, what somebody else might be doing right now, what we should be doing right now. It likes to go through all of these thoughts. But with mindfulness practice, we are simply being. So being able to experience something without holding on to it and making it into something. We're able to see something and not try to make it into a story and try to explain it away or say what it is. We're just simply seeing and experiencing it. Whenever we place our awareness, such as on my voice right now, or on the sound of the trees in the wind, or on the birds singing, our sense of self, it begins to quiet down. And this happens because although we have a vast amount of storage and ability to remember things, we have a very limited amount of attention we can place on these things. So scientifically, what we think is that we can only really juggle 4 things in our mind and place our attention only on 4 things at once. So as we place our focus and our awareness on the things around us, let's say, we're focusing on the trees, we're focusing on our breath, and we're focusing on our surroundings and how our body's feeling, we won't have enough spare attention to focus on the past or the present or our worries. Our minds will begin to wander less. And it's just because we won't have that spare attention. And you'll notice that if your mind does go to these places, your mind starts to wander, you will have lost focus on the awareness of the things around you. So if you focus on that stuff, you'll lose the focus on the things around you. And it's just kind of interesting how our minds work in this way. So this amount of attention really benefited our ancestors and our and prehistoric humans, because we didn't want to have our minds wandering around and thinking about the future and the past and our failures and what we should do and what we're excited about when there's a hungry lion in front of us. We didn't want that. We wanted to focus on what was around us. So when we practice mindful meditation, there's a relaxation that comes with it. There's a relaxation that comes up with being able to drop our wandering thoughts. And our wandering thoughts use up a lot of our energy, our mental focus. And a very real side effect over time is being more resilient and being able to let things go a lot faster. And the capacity to hold our attention and focus, as well as calm ourselves, gets really stronger over time. That part of our brain just gets so much more blood and neurological pathways that it becomes stronger. So we hear and we can see that mindful meditation has a lot of beautiful benefits. It can really help us to relax and to calm down. It can help us to lower our blood pressure. It can help us to feel more stable even. But what mindful meditation doesn't necessarily do is make us more social. It doesn't make us less self-centered. It doesn't make us happier overall. And this is why, as part of our soul diet, other meditations are important. And so I wanted to go over other meditations during this week or in the next few episodes, just to see what they bring to the table and how having a rich diet of different kind of meditations can really benefit our lives. So I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I have a lot more to say on mindful meditation, but I'm going to go ahead and leave it there for now, and we'll come back and revisit mindful meditation again later on. Have a wonderful day. May you be well and be mindful.